In this lesson, you're going to learn exactly where to find outsourcers and how to hire your very first employee. Now, there are numerous places you can go to find your outsourcers, but we are going to concentrate on just one, onlinejobs.ph. Now, it does require a monthly payment, but we have negotiated a special deal to get you 50% off your first month. Plus, you can always use the site for just a month and then pause your payments. If you follow the training in this lesson, you will find it very easy to find your first employee within that first month. So let's go to onlinejobs.ph and get started. So you want to go to onlinejobs.ph/ASM-pricing. Now, if you do use the correct link, you'll come to this page which says special ASM member pricing, 50% off first payment. But you'll notice underneath it says 50% off the listed price will be shown during checkout. So actually on this page it shows the full amount. So I've scrolled down and these are the 4 different options. The one you should choose is Pro Monthly. Now you'll notice Pro Quarterly and Pro Yearly do work out cheaper per month. As I mentioned, you're only going to need this for a month at a time. In other words, you sign up for a month, you find your outsourcer, you then pause your payments, and then if and when you want an additional outsourcer, you can come back, start your payments, and use all the features of the site. So all you need to do is click on Get Started under the Pro Monthly tab, fill in your full name, your email address, and your password, and click Submit a Query. Now I'm not going to do this because obviously I've already got an account, but basically follow the steps to get your account set up and make your first payment. And remember, you will be getting a 50% discount. It won't be $49, it will be $24.50 a month for that first month. Now, once you've signed up, you're going to come to this page, and all the options are fairly straightforward. You can actually post a job, but what we are going to do is use the advanced skill search to find likely candidates for us to contact and then employ our first outsourcer. So, click on Advanced Skill Search, and you're going to get a myriad of options. Now you can open any of these, and basically you can select different ratings for each of the individual job skills. Now always bear in mind that all these qualifications, the ratings are submitted by the actual worker themselves. However, for the most part, they do tend to be truthful. Now, as I said, you can go through all these different options for different skill sets. But as I mentioned in the previous video, the main skill set we want is that they can write English. So we're going to click on English, and where it says writing, we're going to check the box. And now when we do the search, it's only going to show us applicants that have a very high rating for writing English. Now what you can also do is go to speaking and select I'm an expert. Now you can do this over and over again. So in other words, if you do a search and you don't get enough results, you can always come back and lower one of the ratings. And also if you get far too many, you can come back and increase them. But for now, all I'm going to do is put I'm an expert at speaking English and I'm the best in the world at writing English. And then if we scroll down to the bottom, we're also going to select employment type. Now remember, generally speaking, part-time is 20 hours and full-time is 40 hours. For the sake of this video, I'm going to choose full-time. It's up to you what kind of employment you want, and it obviously depends on the amount of work you've got and also how much money you've got spare to pay. Now, monthly salary. You're going to notice this is in Filipino pesos. Now, we want to be starting at $300 to $350 a month. So a quick, easy site to get a conversion done for you is xe.com. So we go to xe.com. We'll put in $350, click on the drop down and go down to Philippine peso. Click the arrow and there's your conversion. It's about 16,000 pesos. So we can close that and go back, and we're going to choose 15,000 and we'll go up to 20,000. Because remember, although the applicants may have on their file that they want to be paid 25,000 or even 20,000, those salaries are going to be negotiable. Date, you want to select a month or less. Don't worry about location, and we're not worried about the ID proof score or keyword for the moment. Again, if you get a lot of results and too many results you think to be able to filter them, then you can come back and select an ID proof score. But for now, we're just going to carry on. So I'm going to click search resumes. And here we go. It's basically showing us all those people that qualify for this. And this is one of the main reasons we use onlinejobs.ph, because it's got a brilliant system for being able to look at prospective outsourcers. Now let's just take a look at a couple of examples. So you can see this person's called Maris Nunetza, and we can actually open her full profile in a new tab. Okay, now we can see her full profile. You can see she's looking for $20,000 a month, which is $442. She is available 40 hours a week, so that's what we wanted. But possibly we might think that rate's a bit high. She might not want to come down $100 to the $350 we want to start with. But let's have a look at the information they show. Now obviously you've got the title, virtual assistant with skills in SEO, writing, social media marketing and WordPress. So looking at her title, she basically is perfect. She's a virtual assistant. SEO we're not too worried about, but it's handy if they do know something about SEO. But you can see writing, social media, both of the things we need. So this person would qualify, but again, we're probably going to say she's probably not going to come down from $440 to $350. But don't rule it out. Now you can go down and see all the other information. You've got the basic information, where they are. She's uploaded an ID, which is great. You can see she was last active on the 13th of June, which is today, which is obviously awesome because she's definitely here looking for work. You can scroll down, she's got a skill summary, and basically this is like a CV. So you can see she's worked 4 years as a virtual assistant, she's showing the skills she's used, and then she's got a good description. Now this is a really good CV, okay? She's actually taken the time to write it. Her English looks pretty good. And then you can actually look at each individual skill set. Remember, we only asked that she speak English and write English, but here's all the others. And you can look through them and see if you like some of the extra skills she has. You can see she's actually done some Amazon product ads, which is useful. And basically, now all you're going to do is decide whether that's someone that you might want to hire. And if you did, then all you need to do is click on the bookmark button. Now you can actually speed this up. If you don't want to open each individual person and look at their full profile, you can actually do everything from this main search screen. So for instance, if we did want her, we could click on bookmark. And basically what that does is store her under your bookmarks, which you can look at later. So instead of actually selecting someone you might want and sending them an email, then coming back and doing the same again, you can actually get a list of the people that you think are good prospects and then email them all together. I did say at 442 she's probably too expensive, and if we look at this, we've got 66 options of people. So in this situation I would decide, although she does look fantastic, maybe it's going to be difficult to get her to come down to $350. But here's the thing. It's so easy to email and contact these people that you never know. You're going to be sending out an email with a job offer that's going to say $350. And she might well be willing to come down to that price, especially as we are going to be increasing their salary, which you'll see when we get to writing the email. So for the sake of this video, I'm actually going to bookmark her. And you can actually put a bookmark in. So I'm going to put a bookmark note in saying wants $440. This will show up on the bookmark list. Click bookmark, and that's it, she's been bookmarked. So let's take a look at another example. Johans. If possible, I would be able to render help as a SEO specialist. Okay, so I'm already suspecting his English might not be 100% perfect. Virtual assistant work. As long as I could do what my boss wants me to do, I will do it with professionalism and obviously it's intelligence. You can see he's a psychology graduate. His availability is 30 hours a week at 331. Now, personally, I always like to stick to either 20 or 40. But 30 hours, again, it's a possibility. But if you work that out, then he's well over $400. I am not going to bookmark this person because I suspect he's at the top end of the wage scale. The fact that his title doesn't read perfectly is a little bit of a worry, but I am being very picky here. So I'm going to skip him. Fincher, he wants a lot of money for 30 hours. I'm just going to go straight past him. I'm not going to try and pronounce that name. Mafabi, maybe. Again, she's expensive, $440. And to be honest, not giving me a lot of information, but it's possible her full profile might be better. So you could open that in a new tab and have a look. You can see she's got a Bachelor of Science in Biological Science. There's some more information. Again, there's other things like tests. You can see she's taken some of the tests. I'm not seeing a lot of description here. I'm not 100% convinced, so I'm actually going to miss her out. The next one is Ken. Creative writer, social media expert. So pretty much exactly what we're looking for. Again, 442, it's on the high end, but it's not a huge thing. But something interesting here. You can see he's a college graduate in film production. So it's possible he's going to have video skills, which could be very useful. So I'm actually going to bookmark him. And from now on, I'm actually just going to bookmark these people and then go and look at the bookmark list rather than opening them in a new tab. So possible video skills, again, $440. It's a little bit more than we want to pay. Kent. Okay, so writer. Look at the skills summary. Have studied and experienced the world of journalism. I can say I'm capable of creating quality articles. I can adapt quickly to any required writing style and make use of my own creativity to bring it to life. His English sounds very good. Now you have to take this at face value. You have to take them at their word that they've written this. But you can test them. And remember, there is an old adage when it comes to employing people. Hire fast, fire faster. So if you hire them and they don't deliver the quality of work that you would assume they would from what they've written on their profile and their replies to your emails, then let them go. You can't afford to be sentimental. Now, this person is expensive, 30 hours per week for $400. So you're going to be looking over $500 for them to start. But again, I'm liking the style of their writing. I'm not sure what other skills they've got, but I'm going to bookmark him for now. Again, I'm going to put in $500 so that I know he's going to be expensive. However, remember, it is negotiable. Okay, Juni, communication specialist. All facets of communication education. Okay, so he's not written a lot here. He's got a master's degree, 40 hours a week, and $331 starting. So that is pretty much what we're looking for in terms of starting salary. I'm going to bookmark him and put in his salary required. Okay, Michelle. Again, she's looking for a little bit more than we're willing to pay, but I'll actually explain this now. What we're going to be doing is offering them $350 per month, but we're also going to offer them $25 increase every month for the first 6 months. That will take them up to $500. But if they're still with you after 6 months, $500 is absolutely worth it because you've kept them for 6 months, which means they're delivering and they're quality workers. And getting 40-hour weeks from people that are very good for $500 a month is an absolute snip. Now her skills summary, 3 years experience as a VA, 3 years in sales, experience in social media management and SEO. Okay, so she's got a broad background and to be honest, it looks interesting. Again, I'm going to bookmark her and put in the dollar amount. Next up, Karen. Okay, so the right amount of hours, the right price. She's got writer, copywriter, creative writer, researcher, email manager, customer service. So again, perfect skill set. She can write and she's actually done customer service. Her English looks pretty good. We're going to bookmark her. And this time I'm going to put looks good so that I know when I get to my bookmark people that she is definitely one of the ones we're interested in. Okay, she's an English tutor, so we've got to assume that she speaks and writes pretty good English. Again, she's a little on the expensive side, but let's check out her skills summary for her English skills. I graduated from college at the University of the Philippines with a degree in food technology, and I am currently studying medicine at the Central Philippine University. I have a little concern with this one because she's saying she wants to work 40 hours a week, but she's actually studying medicine. So I'm pretty sure medicine's quite a time-consuming thing to study. So I'm actually going to skip her. Remember, we've got 66 people to choose from. And if we go through and use all the bookmark people and don't get a response we want and don't hire someone, we can always come back and look at the people that we haven't bookmarked. Also, you can come back and reduce the writing skills down to the next level below. It doesn't mean they're not going to be able to write decent articles, and it also means you're going to have a much broader spectrum to choose from, and you're going to find their starting salaries are going to be cheaper. This site, most people want good English skills, and that's why they are actually pricing themselves higher. But let's scroll down a bit further. Herondio. Okay, time and money looks good. Computer literate, in particularly with Microsoft Office, as well as Google Docs. Internet literate, using special word indicators for specific researching a particular item. Looks a bit mixed up and confused to me. I'm going to leave him out this time. Raymond. Here's the thing though. This is about your gut feeling. Obviously look at their skills, make an educated decision, but a lot of the time your gut feeling is going to help you a lot. I'm not going to run through all 66 people. I'm going to do maybe one more after this one, but it's a very simple process, and take your time with it, remember. Although I did say hire fast, fire faster, you're on the road to hiring, you're doing it fast, but take your time with selecting the people to put on your list. So Raymond, rockstar writer. Okay, so he thinks he's a superstar writer. I guess we can see. He's done social media and marketing, and he's actually managed a store, which might be an interesting skill set considering he's going to be working with Amazon, which essentially is selling on a store, but it's online. A strategic and determined online marketing manager with high analytical thinking, management ability, exceptional interpersonal and communication skills. Right, this guy's at 442, so he's at the top end, but I'm liking the look of this guy. So I put in $442, looks smart. In other words, that's a reminder that I think this guy looks good. And I'm going to bookmark him. This is a good example, Adrian. Now he's not talking a lot about his writing skills, but he's saying, don't forget that he's got perfect writing skills in English, because that's the rating he gave himself. But he's also a web developer and programmer, so it might be someone interesting to employ at some point, but not necessarily right now. So I would bookmark him and use the bookmark developer. Okay, next is Mary Joy. Virtual assistant. It's always good to see that because they've got some experience of doing what we want them to be doing. SEO. Not even sure what SMM is. Article writer, video editor, that's interesting. Google AdWords, that's interesting. 353, right in our price range, 40 hours a week. She's got a BS in commerce. She gives basically a description of all the things she can do. So it's not exactly clear exactly how good her English is. But this one looks very interesting. I'm going to bookmark her. Oh, and by the way, when you bookmark someone, you can see it turns orange, so you can see who they are. Now, I'm not going to do any more because obviously it's just getting repetitive. But basically, you would work your way through all of the people in the list, one by one, deciding whether you want to add them as a bookmark. And remember, you can always look at their full profile by opening a new tab, by right-clicking on the title, or right-clicking on View Full Profile. But now that we've done all that, I'm going to scroll all the way back up to the top, click on My Account. It's going to take us back to our account page. And there on the right under user menu, you can see saved job seekers. Okay, so now we've got our list of bookmark people. We can now decide whether we want to contact them. Now what you can do is you can open up their profiles, have a look, and make a more educated decision. But here is what we think is the best way to do this. Basically, all the bookmark people you've got, email them all first. Basically, you don't want to be spending a lot of time looking at profiles when the person might not even be interested. And this obviously applies to if they've asked for more money. So for instance, Michelle Ho, she's asking for 442. So she might not be willing to come down. Now to contact these people, you just want to open them in a new tab. And you can open them all at once in new tabs so that you can do them all at once. But the first time you contact someone, you're going to be able to save your email as a template. So you would then have to refresh all the tabs. So open the first one in a new tab. So in this case, Kent, we know he's going to be expensive, but we're still going to contact him and see what he comes back with. Now, don't bother with getting a background check. And just something to note here, once you actually do hire someone, you can come to their profile and click on the mark as hired. But all you need to do here is click on contact. Now, the reply to email by default is going to be the one you signed up with. However, if you didn't sign up with your business email, then if you've got a business domain email, then use it. And you can either do that by going in and editing your account to change your email, or each time you email someone, you can change the reply to email. We recommend, if you haven't already used your business email when you signed up, to go in and edit your account. Now, this first email is literally just a contact email. You're contacting them to give them a rough outline of the job and also how much money you're willing to pay them, and you're asking them if they are still interested. Now, I've actually got an email template set up, but I'm going to put it all in here so you can see. So I filled in the subject line as full-time job with our company. Vary this up. Don't everyone use this, or people are going to start wondering how come every email I'm getting has the same title. You can put something like, saw your profile and we are interested in employing you. Something along those lines. Now, if you had saved the template, you would click on this and use your template. You can see here I've already got one, but I'm going to show you how to create that anyway. So then we scroll down to the message. Now again, no need to copy this exactly. Use your own wording and your own style. Remember, what you're doing is you're contacting them, you're telling what the job is, you're telling them how much you're willing to pay them, and you're then asking them if they're still interested to contact you. So I've just put I own. By the way, it's always better to put we, because these people actually want to work for a real company. That would be their preference rather than working for an individual. So it's always better to do that. If you haven't got your company set up, don't worry about it. Explain that you're a new business, you're just getting started, and maybe use something like, we are looking to expand and grow very quickly and we'd love to employ you. Something along those lines, just to make them interested and make them realize this is a real thing. It's not just someone casually offering them a job. We own a small company selling products on Amazon, and obviously have to change that too, and are looking for a full-time employee to carry out various tasks. We will give you full training where needed on any of these jobs, so previous experience is not essential. The reason we're putting this in is we don't want to scare them with any of these jobs. So if they see jobs that we want them to do that they've got no idea about, they are just going to run unless you make it clear that you're going to train them. As I mentioned, there will be various jobs for you to complete, including, how bad is my English? Including maintaining our social media profiles on Facebook and Pinterest, researching and writing articles, as well as some daily tasks for our Amazon account. We require someone to work 40 hours per week. The starting salary will be $350 every month, and for the first 6 months we will increase your salary by $25 a month, at which point we can discuss future raises and benefits. What you're doing here is you're telling them that you're going to be paying them $350 a month, which on this site is a good starting salary anyway, but you're also telling them that every month you're going to give them a pay rise. Now, you don't have to put $25 a month, you can put $10 a month, but here is our thinking on this. After 6 months, they're going to be getting another $150 a month, which is $500 a month. And as I've already said, if you've got someone who's still with you after 6 months, it means they're delivering. It means they're really, really good at their job. And to pay someone just $500 a month for a 40-hour week that's doing a really good job for you, it's a no-brainer. It's an absolute snip. Then, if you are interested, then please reply and let us know, and we can go from there. Look forward to hearing from you and working with you soon. Rich Henderson. And you also want to put your company name underneath if you're a company. Now, here's what you need to do. You need to check the box that says Save Email Template to my account after sending. This means from now on, whenever you contact someone, all you need to do is click on the template drop down. So once you get to this point, you just click send email. Now, I'm not going to send this email because right at this minute, I don't need any more outsources and I don't want to bother this person for no reason. But basically, you just click send email. That email gets sent to them. Now, when they reply, you will receive the reply inside onlinejobs.ph, and you'll also get an email notification. But that's how you send an email. So I'm going to close it, and then you would go to the next person. So I'd open Michelle Ho. Okay, so again, I'm not actually going to go down and look at her qualifications and everything. I'm just going to contact her. And again, you just click on contact. Okay, the difference here is this time we can just click on the template and it fills everything in for us. Okay, so everything's filled in. The only thing we need to change is the name. And this time you don't need to save the template unless you decided that you want to change it for any reason, and send email. And that's all you need to do. You basically go through your entire list. My list is much bigger than the one that you actually saw me save because some of these are actually old people from the previous time I employed someone. But basically you work through all the people you bookmark and send them that initial email. Once you've done that, you literally just need to sit back and wait for people to contact you. And basically, as I said, you'll get a notification by email, but they'll also appear here in your inbox. Now you can see I've got some older ones here, but this is just to show you what turns up. Let's just look at an example reply. Let's look at this one. So their reply is, "Thank you, sir. I can start whenever you want, and I need your training for me to get better and serve you well. We can chat via Skype. My Skype ID is Ken," whatever that Skype ID is. And his name's Keanu. Now, although this is very straightforward and simple, and you might think, well, he's not telling me a lot, it's still a response. But what you need to do is you need to basically wait till you've got a lot of responses and then start working your way through the responses. Look at the response, how much they told you, how good their English is in that response. Open up their profile. You can do that while you're in the email by just where it says sent by profile. You can right click on that number and there's their profile. But basically now it's up to you. The choice you make is completely up to you. You need to make sure they've got the skill set you want. And remember, that means they can write English well. Everything else you can teach them. As I said, check the email responses you get. All the best email responses you get, open up the profiles, look at their profiles. Look for anything extra that they can do that might be useful for your business, like the one we noticed that she can edit videos. It's always a useful skill because if she can edit videos, she can probably create simple videos. Then, when you're ready to employ someone, so for instance, if we go back to our saved job seeker and we decided we wanted to employ Michelle, then all you need to do, again, is you can reply to the emails or contact them again, say, "Thank you so much, you've been successful, we would like to offer you a position," and the start date. However, if you've got a lot of really good candidates that you're happy with, then there's one other step you can take, and that would be to have a short list. Say you have 4 or 5 people that you really, really like. Then select those 4 or 5 people, send them an email. Tell them, "Congratulations, you have made the shortlist. To make our final decision, we would like to see an example of your work." Now, there's 2 ways you can do this. You can either ask them to show you an example of the work, and for this, we're talking about writing English. So they might send you their blog or an example of an article they've written, or you can actually give them an article to write. So for instance, you could say, "Could you write me a 300 article about silicone spatulas," or whatever it is. Now, there is a downside to doing this. Because you're asking them to do something extra, and essentially you're asking them to write a short article, and make sure it is a short article. Don't ask them to write a 1,000-word article because it's for free. They might not be as likely to respond again, but it's completely up to you. But again, when you're ready to offer someone a job, and remember, you're just offering them the job. They're going to start working for you. You're not tied to them for a contract for a year or anything like that. Basically, you are going to be able to fire them if they don't deliver on what they say they can deliver. And when you make the job offer, it's very important you tell them when you want them to start and if that is possible, because you don't want to lose a really good worker by saying, "Can you start on the 1st of July?" And they think, "Oh, I can't start till the 14th of July. I'm going to have to turn the job down." Tell them when you want them to start, but it is possible that they may be able to start a bit later if they wish. The second thing is you need to establish with them how you're going to pay them. Every worker I've ever hired in the Philippines, I've paid them via PayPal. It's the easiest way to pay them. Now, they may ask for other options, and there are other options. If you're happy to go ahead and do that and you think the person is worth it, then go ahead and do that. And lastly, what you might want to suggest is for the first couple of months, we'll pay you bi-monthly. So for instance, if they start on the 1st of July, you'd pay them half of their monthly salary on the 15th and the remainder on the 30th, and the same the following month. If they ask for this as well, it's perfectly normal. If you put yourselves in their shoes, and that's something you should do all the time, and someone, say in America, offered you a job and you were in the Philippines, how secure would you feel doing 30 days worth of work without receiving any money? It's not like they're working in your office. I'm going to make a job offer email template available to you at the bottom of this lesson, but it's a very, very straightforward thing to write. And that is literally all there is to hiring people on onlinejobs.ph. It's a fabulous site. It's really easy to sort through all the people. You've got the security of knowing that they're on a qualified site, and you're able to sort through their skills. It's definitely worth the money you pay for your subscription. And remember, You're going to be able to do all of this in a month. And in fact, the worst case scenario, you start someone and two weeks later they're not delivering and you think, I'm going to need to fire this person. You've still got time to come back in, look at your bookmark people and go ahead and contact them again. Now, if you have any questions at all, feel free to ask them under this video, or even better, go into the community and ask them there. So essentially that's it. That's exactly how you're going to hire your first outsourcer. So do the advanced skill search, use English writing as the main skill and make it the top rated skill. Search through all the results it brings up, bookmark the ones you like the look of, come back in, go to your saved job seekers, send an email to all of them explaining what the job is, how much money they're going to get paid, and ask them whether they're still interested. Then when you get replies, go through those replies, have a look at the quality of the reply and their profile at the same time, and select the best person. And remember, always treat these people with the utmost respect. You'll be absolutely amazed at the quality you're going to find and how much they are going to help your business. So what is next? So now you know how to use online jobs. Go ahead and sign up and take your first steps in finding your first outsourcer. In the next lesson, you are going to learn ways of managing your outsourcer or outsourcers. But that's it for this lesson. Take care.